Yes, indeed, guys. Welcome back to the channel. This is Jay Jordan here, and I'm here today for another game recap. This time, it's the Connecticut Sun coming to Barclays to visit the New York Liberty. It's the final game of the season series, and I'm happy to report, as you all probably know already, that the Liberty smacked up the Sun 89-58, winning the season series 4 games to 0. I'm wearing this Orlando Miracle shirt, as you can see. Fun fact: the Orlando Miracle, were an expansion team back in '99. They lasted till 2002 when they folded, and that team, the owners that team basically converted now into the Connecticut Sun, when they were bought by new owners and moved to Connecticut. So I'm wearing this team in honor of them getting smacked up today, us winning the season series, and shedding some light on an old, folded WNBA team. Anyways, back to the matter at hand. The Liberty on a 5-game winning streak. With this win, record moves to 29-7. The win ensures they can finish no lower than second in the standings, and the loss for Connecticut ensures they can finish no lower than third, and they're basically stuck in the third seed. They can't finish higher than third, and they can't finish lower than third. Connecticut is now 25-12. They have some work to do before the end of the season. They have some players that are hurt, and hopefully, with the amount of minutes Alyssa Thomas has been playing, for their sake, they can withstand it. Withstand it. As always, guys, I'm going to go through the quarters. I'm gonna go through the box score and the team stats, the press conference, and also we're gonna finish off with my thoughts. There shouldn't be too many because it was such a blowout, but I like to give a little bit of thoughts at the end. If you like this type of content and you want me to continue doing it, make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and make sure you hit the noti bell so you get notified whenever I post videos, whenever I go live for watch-alongs. We're cutting to the end of the season. Playoffs are quickly approaching, so a lot of content and a lot of live streams are going to be going on. So make sure that noti bell's hit so you get notified whenever I go live. All right, so for this game, took place on Friday, September 1st, first game of September in Barclays. It was West Indian night. I think we only have one West Indian player on the team, which is Jonquel Jones. She's from the Bahamas. Salute the Bahamas. My dad's side of the family is from there. And so they had a West Indian night, the first West Indian night for the Liberty. If you're not familiar, it's Labor Day weekend here in the U.S. and in New York. That's usually when we have the West Indian Day Parade. So it was very good that they put the game, and it was a home game right around this time. But in the actual game, we put the beats on them. We really did. Starting off with the starting lineups, the Connecticut Sun coming off a back-to-back went with their same starting lineup. They went with Natisha Heidemann, Tiffany Hayes, Rebecca Allen, DeWanna Bonner, and Alyssa Thomas. For the Liberty, no Sabrina Ionescu tonight. She was out with a calf injury. It was reported before the game. So Maureen Johannes started in her place. So we started Courtney Vandersloot, Maureen Johannes, Benijah Laney, Brianna Stewart, and Jonquel Jones. Well, from the first quarter, the Liberty were on their head. They tried to keep it as competitive as they could for the first couple minutes, but then the Liberty took off. Benijah had 10 points in the first quarter. It was taking advantage of her mismatch. It was hitting threes, playing solid defense, and we finished that quarter leading with a score of 27-16. 27-16 at the end of the first quarter. So we were already up 11 points. Maureen Johannes contributed a lot. Jonquel was grabbing rebounds. Stewie doing her thing. Benijah doing her thing. Vandersloot, the dribble handoff with her and Stewie worked to perfection. She was getting like wide open layups, and our bench contributed as well. Second quarter, more of the same. We outscored them 22-16 in that quarter. Um, their team, the Connecticut Sun, they couldn't hit shots. They were turning the ball over. Um, I guess they were fouling a lot too. I guess you could attribute that to some tired legs playing defense with their hands and not moving their feet. But by halftime, this game was basically over. The Liberty were up 49-32, 49-32 at half, and it only got worse from there. They outscored them 24-17 in the third quarter. By that time, Stephanie White had thrown in the white towel. Pulled Alyssa Thomas and Dawana Bonner from the game. Alyssa finished with 8 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. I might be her lowest output of the season. Dawana Bonner only finished with 9 points. So she pulled her veterans, to get them some rest. Figured the game was over. They can't get the 2 seed, and they can't drop to the 4 seed. So figured might as well just get them some early rest and get the bench some more minutes. So we did the same thing. We didn't have enough players to take everybody from the starters out at one point. So Vandersloot would play some minutes, but Nigel would play some minutes with the bench. Even Stewie played some minutes with the bench until about 4 minutes left in the fourth. When she put like a 3 big lineup with Niara, Steph, and Honshu, with Jocelyn and Marine out there as well. So the fourth quarter, we outscored them 16-9. We won all the quarters, and that's why the final score was what it is, 89-58. All right, we're gonna get into the box score really quickly. Take a look at what really, if we could see what really happened here, or if the box score reflects the damage that the Liberty did to this team today. So let's take a look right quick. So Dawana Bonner for the Connecticut Sun, 26 minutes, 9 points, 4 rebounds, 3 of 7 shooting, minus 24 in her minutes. You got Alyssa Thomas with 8 points, 2 of 9 shooting, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. As I mentioned, it might be her lowest outputs of the season. She was on double watch throughout the season, triple-double watch even, but today, tired legs finally caught up to her. I think she played 38 of a possible 40 minutes on the previous night, on the Thursday game. So that might have affected her there. Tiffany Hayes, 21 minutes, led them in scoring with 11 points on 4 of 10 shooting. Rebecca Allen, 4 points to go with 3 fouls and 4 rebounds, 1 of 6 shooting. Heidemann, 3 points, 1 of 6 shooting. So as you can see, the percentages are pretty low. Olivia Nelson-Nadota off the bench was their second leading scorer with 10 points. She had some nice moves on Jonquel. Hatar, their other center, 4 points, 4 rebounds. Ty Harris, after coming off that 18-point game the night before against the Mercury, comes back with 4 points on 1 of 8 shooting. Leia Brown, 5 points. Dejanay Carrington and Brianna Jones are both out. Brianna Jones is out for the season. I think Carrington has like a foot injury or a leg injury, something along those lines. New York Liberty, Benijah Laney, as I mentioned, 10 points in the first quarter, had 19 overall with 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. She was all over the place, playing the passing lanes. Benijah for Defensive Player of the Year, remember. Benijah for Defensive Player of the Year, guarding the best wing player every night on the other team. Stewie with 26 minutes had 14 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. She was the one that was actually on triple-double watch today. Jonquel didn't need a lot, gave us 10 and 7, 4 of 10 shooting. Vandersloot, 13 points, 5 assists. She had 5 turnovers, which isn't good. We got to work on that. 5 turnovers is never good. And for the starters, Maureen Johannes, 18 in her start for Sabrina with 3 rebounds, 2 assists, only 1 turnover. As you can see, all the starters scored in double figures, which is a good sign. Kayla Thornton, 24 minutes, just signed her extension until 2025 with the team. So salute to Kayla, congrats to her. Had 4 points, 6 rebounds, and plus 18 in her minutes. Niara Sabli, 7 minutes, 3 points. Steph Dolson, 6 points in 18 minutes. Honshu came in 6 minutes, got right to it with 2 points and 2 rebounds. And Jocelyn, the only one on the team who didn't score. For the team stats, you can see the Liberty shot 54.8%. compared to the Connecticut Sun, who shot 33%. They shot 30% from three. We didn't shoot too much better at 32. We shot 72% from the line. They shot 71%. We out rebounded them 40-27 in the rebound battle. Out assisted them 21-14 in the assist battle. We had more turnovers than them though. We had 15. They had 13 turnovers, and the fouls were pretty even. They had 19. We had 16 called against us. So that was the box score and the team stats. As you can see, Liberty balanced scoring. We had time off before this game a little bit, and they did not, and it really showed. Tired legs, bad shooting percentages all play into that. All right, so we'll take a look at the press conference really quickly. You know, I always like to go to my guy Miles Ehrlich. He's one of the WNBA writers. He covers the Liberty. So I just wanted to touch on a little bit of the things that he was able to write down on the Twitter feed, that questions that were asked. So we'll take a look at that. Looking at this first one at the bottom, Sandy Brondello on holding Alyssa Thomas to 8-4-1. She said, quote, "It was great. This is a great player that brings so much to their team. I thought we executed the game plan brilliantly. JJ, Stewie, anyone who guarded AT, but we're still mindful that they were on a back-to-back," which is very good to be mindful of. Brianna Stewart said, quote, "The growth, the experience, the way we lock in every moment matters. That's what you see on championship teams. We know everyone will give us their best shot, so we just want to be at our best and peak come playoff time," end quote. Sandy Brondello and Benai Jelani, she said she takes pride in playing the right way. She always guards the best player. We know that, but she scores too in a variety of ways. That makes it harder to guard, be as a competitor, and gets better and better. Sandy Brondello on the bench, she said they're massive. When you have so many new players coming into a program, we need those first games to get starters chemistry. It takes time, but it's credit to those staying ready on the bench. You see how far we've come. And then the other two questions, you see Benai Jones, Stewie MVP, and Brianna Stewart talking about playing alongside Benai Jelani and playing with Hanshu when this crowd really starts cheering for Hanshu. So that's the press conference, guys. Not too much to take out of that. We played a team on a back-to-back. We did what we were supposed to do, smacked them up, even without Sabrina. Bench got some valuable minutes, but Nia just showed off why she's a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. Stewie not even having to score too much, almost on triple-double watch, shows how she affects the games in many different ways. So that's why she should be MVP. My thoughts on this game: Liberty won. Don't have too many. Congrats to Kayla again on getting her extension. That's going to be a nice, solid piece going forward into the future. I do want to see more from Jocelyn. If Jocelyn could get her offensive game on track, she's a very solid defensive player, but being the only person on the team who didn't score is a bad look. I don't remember the last time she actually scored a shot. She's getting some wide open looks, just not hitting them. So that's something to look at in the future. I don't know. I think her contract is over after this season, so it'll be interesting to see what the Liberty do in regards to her and her future. We have a couple players that will contract is expiring at the end of the season, so it's interesting to see what the future holds for this team. But right now we're living in the present. Team is on a 5-game winning streak. We're still in the hunt for first place overall. So that's all we can do. We just move on from there and wait for playoffs to come. Playoffs are in about 2 weeks, like a week and a half. The playoffs start. So it's time to buckle down, make sure everybody gets into the playoffs healthy, and then we give it our best shot. Well, and there was a nice short and sweet video today. Not too much to talk about for the Liberty. Liberty win a blowout, win 5 straight. Their next matchup is against the Chicago Sky on Sunday, the 3rd. Sunday, the 3rd of September. They play the Chicago Sky in Chicago. It should be a good one. They're on a quick 2-game road trip. They play Chicago on Sunday, then they go to Dallas and play Dallas on Tuesday, and then we're back home for the final 2 games of the season. Then the playoffs start on the 13th. So make sure you're tuned in. We're having the watch along starting 2:45 on Sunday afternoon. Game starts 3 p.m. Eastern time. Chicago fighting to stay in the 8th seed against the Los Angeles Sparks. So they're gonna give us everything they got, and we just got to be able to respond. Hopefully Sabrina is healthy and she's playing. But if Marine plays, we know we have enough to beat that team. As always, guys, make sure you hit the like button. If you like this content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, join the community. We have great times on the watch alongs, and make sure you hit that noti bell so you get notified whenever I post or go live on content. Salute.